Hope you're all doing well. Okay, so I'm going to start with the refuge prayer today, this evening. Follow along if you wish, or if you know it. I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha until the heart of enlightenment is reached for the benefit of all sentient beings. I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha until the heart of enlightenment is reached for the benefit of all sentient beings. I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, until the heart of enlightenment is reached for the benefit of all sentient beings. I take refuge in the precious line of teachers who manifest the unified state of Vajradhara, the essence of all Buddhas, holder of the diamond vehicle, identical in essence with Mahamudra, the great seal of voidness. The path by which all experience is transformed into wisdom and compassion. I take refuge in the union of wisdom and compassion, the empty luminous field, a field of non-clinging awareness with no boundaries and no obstacles. I take refuge in the realization of the nature of mind, liberation, which is free of suffering and non-suffering. I take refuge in the interconnectedness of all phenomena and the bliss of manifestation. I take refuge in the illumination of undying bodhicitta. Okay, so we state our intention. We state our intention. And sometimes the only thing to do is to take refuge in that aspect, whatever we want to call it, that's beyond mental fabrication. I say sometimes I misspoke, all the time. We work stuff out. We work with ourselves. We work with others. We work with our relationships. And all of that. And all of that is very important. But it's important also to have the context of that which is beyond all of this fabrication. And when you have that place of refuge, when you have that connection, it makes things a lot easier when things get really crazy, right? When those days get really busy, things get really confusing, life seems overwhelming. Do you have that place in your heart? Do you have that place in your being that you've connected with, that you know to be true? That's refuge. And one's understanding of it, one's realization of it, one's relationship with it is an ongoing thing. It's not it's not just one thing. It's not static. Oh, I'm a Buddhist. I'm a Christian. I take refuge in the teaching. Maybe that's a good place to start, but that's not the path. The path is a deeper and deeper realization of what that refuge is. And each person has to find it on their own. And you have to be willing to open up, and you have to be willing to be in a state of confusion at times. You have to be willing to be with that uncertainty. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable with it. What's one of the biggest problems we see in the world today is people acting out of this false sense of certainty, this false sense of they know the truth. They have God on their side. It's a mystery. And if you are certain, then you need to be careful. You need to question that. So we develop this relationship with ourselves, with our deeper self. We have a framework that you work with, because a framework is really, really useful. So the framework is the teaching. So we find what makes sense, we find what works, and we develop our own path. We're on our own, you're on your own journey. Something isn't true because somebody has told you it's true. And if somebody has a great deal of certainty, be cautious. The Buddha said, don't accept something to be true because somebody has told you that it's true, but only accept something to be true if you go inside and you find out that it's true for you. Mm. The beauty of the path of meditation is it gives you the skill set, the tools to be able to work with a mind that's open and quiet. It gives you this skill set to be able to work and investigate your experience. That's all the path is asking you to do. What is this? I take refuge in the Buddha, the awakened one, the idea of awakening, the idea of the possibility of awakening. And awakening is not necessarily something that's a pie in the sky. Awakening is understanding the essence of this moment, the essence of what your experience is right now. So when we wake up in the morning and we put our feet on the ground, we have an intention to work with wakefulness, to be that much more mindful today, to not believe in everything that our mind tells us. Just leave that possibility open that you might be wrong. You might not quite be seeing it the way it is. And when you open up to that experience, there's a vastness and there's a sacredness, isn't there? Isn't there? That's the Dharma. That's the other thing. Resting in the simple innocence of awake awareness. That's really all I need to say, right? Right? Resting in the simple innocence of awake awareness, we notice that our ambitions have been nothing but thoughts. Our desire for things to be different than they are is just a thought. Our belief in some special state of enlightenment is just a thought. Every idea or image we might have of ourselves is just a thought. Our regrets about the past and projections about the future are mere thoughts. Indeed, whatever arises is nothing but a mental fabrication, a projection of mind that has all the solidity of smoke. Investing attention in any of it is only indulging in daydreaming. When such investments cease, there is no longer any energy fueling the machine of distraction. And thus, as the poet Roy Ken, I think I might pronounce his name wrong, Rukan, he's a Japanese poet, Ryokan, so eloquently wrote, like the stream making its way through the mossy crevices, I too quietly turn clear and transparent. We were talking about the stream last week, about becoming the stream last week. So, whatever our experience is, the basis of it is simple innocence, innocent, awake awareness. That's the base of our experience. And it's not that within their own context that the things that happen in our world, in our day, it's not that they're not important. Not that your relationships with people, with your partners and your children and your neighbors, not the things that you do in this world to offer support and compassion and understanding. All that stuff is very important because it's helping us and it's helping other people to grow. That's why there's wisdom and compassion. So it's not that all of these things are not important, but to understand the context, the overriding view, there's that word again, that ultimately it is just smoke. The experience comes and the experience goes. So we kind of work with these two sides, these two things. Our work in the world is important. Who you are is important on a certain level. The clarity and the love and the understanding and the compassion is an expression of this innate awareness. But to become connected with that innate awareness, we need to work with the view of the understanding of all of this is thought. Your ideas about yourself, it's a thought. Your ideas about other people, it's a thought. It is, all of this is resting in this innate, empty field of awareness. So we move forward with all of this. What is your way to this understanding? We take the content of our mind very seriously. We take our worldview, we take our opinions very seriously. Hmm. There's merit in them, probably. But there's another reality. There's another way of being. There's another understanding to be had. And this other understanding, this other way of being, when we are able to start to connect, when we know it, when we can take refuge in it. Taking refuge means you've had a bad day, you're having a bad moment. There's bad, there's bad shit going down. You understand something else on a deeper level. And this then informs our day. If you truly can take refuge, if you truly can touch the feet of the nature of mind, then you can truly do good work in the world. You can truly be a positive influence. And the more connection that you have with that, the happier you will be. And you will be able to be more helpful. Because you're not coming from a egocentric place. You're coming from a place of open awareness, compassion, and love. And if this place wasn't here, then we wouldn't be doing this. You've been around enough, you know what I'm talking about. Somebody said to me or wrote to me the other day that one of the things he was thankful for uh, in coming to my courses and classes in that, and I don't know the exact quote, but it was this idea how I allowed him to open up to the spaces between things. Mm. It's funny what people tell you, right? It's like, wow. Because that's, I guess, what I'm doing. That's what we're doing. And we're taking refuge in that space. And my speaking style, besides for the fact that I don't know what I'm going to say, and I'm making it up as I go along, is because I'm trying, and I'm trying. That's all. That's the best I can say about that. But I'm trying to connect with that space and speak from that. And the Dharma Center always wants me to know, well, what's your next course going to be? Right? And I know people are doing all these, like to give fancy names to their courses and that, but we're doing the same thing. We're coming to this space and we're exploring it. We're developing it. We're developing our relationship to it. We're deepening, hopefully, our understanding and relationship to it. What else is there to do? I don't know. The teachers I studied with in Asia, that's what they did. In the West, we like to work with a lot of ideas. In Asia, too. But I think it's the simplicity where the truth lies. Not to not to say that the intellect is not a powerful tool and the writings of the scholars are not of great importance. That's all true too. But this statement, resting in the simple innocence of awake awareness, to me is the Buddha of the Dharma, and doing it together as a Sangha.